Good morning, students. As you know, on the last turn, we have finished our chapter Heredity and Evolution, and at the end of the chapter, I have told that some portion of the chapter is deleted for this year. So you have to do chapter up to sex determination, and all other parts of the chapter are deleted for this year. Now, as you know, before some days I have given worksheet related to chapter Earth environment. Now, today I am discussing the answers of the questions that were given in the worksheet. So, questions are you must have the questions and you must have done the answers of those questions. You can check your answers. Now, first question is, what is meant by the term environment? As we have done earlier, environment, it can be defined as the physical and biological world where we live. I mean, the place where we live is called environment. And we have also to name the components of environment. So, these components of environment, these are here. These are as biological mean all the living components like living organisms like plants, animals and microorganisms, etc. Then physical, this is also the second component of environment, physical surrounding like land, water, soil, air, etc. This is the physical surrounding. Then third component of environment is climatic factors. So, climatic factors like sunlight, then temperature, then rainfall, humidity and wind speed. These are the climatic factors. So, environment is a combination of biological, physical and climatic factors. So, these three factors are the livings and the non-livings, mean we can say environment include of biotic and abiotic factors. Next question, question number 2 was what are the advantage of biodegradable substances? Biodegradable substances, as we have discussed earlier, the substances that are broken down by the enzymes or catalyst into simpler substances. These catalysts may be the bacteria or some of the saprophytes, etc. So, the biodegradable substances, these are the substances that are broken down or degraded down into simpler substances by the activity of biological catalysts called as enzymes. Mean these substances degrade and as they degrade, so they have they give us some of the advantages. So, we have to discuss the advantages of the biodegradable substances in this question. There are many advantages of biodegradable substances. First advantage is that as they degrade or broken down, they help in maintaining ecological balance, because during this process various nutrients and minerals present in the wastes are returned back to the natural pool, and this is the natural pool from where they were initially withdrawn. So, this is the first advantage of biodegradable substances. Then they do not, as they degrade within a limited time. So, they do not cause the environment pollution, or they as they finish they do not cause the pollutant, they do not act as pollutants, because they finish within a limited time, or they degrade within a limited time. So, if they do not accumulate, they do not create pollution. Next question is define an ecosystem. Ecosystem, as we have discussed earlier, it is a sum of all the living organism, the environment and the processes of interaction between them in a certain area. It is a combination of abiotic and biotic factors that interact with each other and maintain a self-sustaining system. For example, a garden, it is a ecosystem and it is a man-made ecosystem, and it is having both the living like animals, birds and then insects, etc., as well as it contain abiotic or non-living components like soil, minerals, rainfall, temperature, etc. So, here in an ecosystem, biotic and abiotic factors interact with each other in such a way that the growth, reproduction and other activities of the living organism are not possible without their occurrence. These abiotic factors are necessary for the interaction of biotic factors. So, this is the answer of this question, define an ecosystem. Next, question number 4 is what are decomposer? Decomposer, as we have learnt from the chapter, that these are the dead decaying matter or dead decaying organism. Decomposers are the organism that decompose the dead decaying matter into usable part of environment. Means they break down the complex organic matter into inorganic matter, and that inorganic matter go into the environment and soil and used up by plants. Next part of this question is write their role in the environment. Their role in the environment is they replenish the soil. They again give the components that are necessary for the soil for the good growth of crops. Beside that, they mixes the gases or they complete the biogeochemical cycles, etc. So, this is the role of decomposer in the environment. Now, question number 5 is what are trophic levels? Trophic levels, these are the various levels or steps in a food chain in which transfer of food takes place from one organism to another. So, these are called as the trophic levels. We can give other definition of trophic level, that is the various links in the food chains are called as trophic levels. For example, producers that are also called as that are plants, they are the first trophic level organism, then herbivores, these are the second trophic level organism, then carnivores, they consume the third trophic level, and then top carnivores, they take the fourth trophic level. So, these are the trophic level. Now, draw food chain and state the different trophic levels in it. You can show it by drawing a plant, then by taking the plant and then a rat or a cow or a goat you can give. Then after that you can show any carnivores, and in this way you can show the food chain. Now, next is what percentage of solar energy is trapped and utilized by plants. So, plants they take only 1% of the solar energy for the activities of that is useful for preparing of food by them. Mean they the green plants or the photosynthesizing organism, or the we can say autotrophs, they use the solar energy as light energy and convert into the chemical energy in the form of carbohydrates. First of all that they use for their own needs, and then they store it for the other organism. So, only 1% of the solar energy is trapped and utilized by the plants. Mean we can say कि about 1% of the total sun's energy that reaches the earth is utilized or used up by the plants in the process of photosynthesis. Now, what is 10% law? 10% law is that only 10% of the energy is utilized by one trophic level to another. For example, secondary trophic level organism can consume only 10% of the energy of first trophic level. Mean carnivores can consume only 10% of energy of herbivores. The cow or goat, it can consume only 10% of the energy of grasses. Now, next question is population of which organism is usually minimum in an ecosystem. So, as we have seen first trophic level, then second and third, then we see higher trophic level, mean third trophic level or the higher trophic level organism has the minimum number of organism. So, population of higher trophic level organism is usually minimum in an ecosystem. Now, what is the other name of primary consumer? Primary consumer, we can give the other name of primary consumers as carnivores. Sorry, what is the other name of primary consumers? So, these are the producer, other name for them is producers. What are the two functions of an ecosystem? Two functions of ecosystem include that they complete the or maintain the biogeochemical cycles. Means cyclic exchange of materials takes place between the living and non-living component of an ecosystem. Beside that, they maintain the other level, that is flow of energy takes place by them. So, this is the second function of ecosystem. Mean energy food energy flows from one trophic level to another. So, this is the these are the two functions of an ecosystem. Question number 11, what would happen if to grassland if all the grazers are removed from them? If all the grazers are removed from grassland, then the number of carnivores would decrease. Mean they would not have anything to consume, so they will have less food to eat and they will finish. Beside that, the grasses will grow more and the area, all of the area will be covered with the grasses. Next question number 12 is what is biological magnification? Biological magnification, as we have discussed earlier, accumulation of harmful insecticides and pesticides is called as biological magnification. So, this is the process of increase in concentration of persistent pollutants per unit weight of the organism with the rise in trophic level is biological magnification. As we know, this process is responsible for the presence of varying amounts of pesticide residue in many of our food grains like wheat, rice, vegetable, fruit and even meat, etc. So, if this concentration increase in plants, then the organism that consume the grasses, like if grasses are eaten by cow or buffalo, the pesticide will reach in their bodies when they eat grass, and from there it can easily reach to the other organism of next level, or we can say the top level of organism have more of its concentration. So, this is biological magnification. Now, food web. Food web, the network formed by the various food chains after getting interconnected with each other is called a food web. And how in a food web, a particular organism can occupy position in more than one food chain. For example, plants are eaten by mice or rat, and rat or mice can be eaten by snake, and snakes can be eaten by hawks. But this mice can occupy the other food chain or food web, that is plants can be eaten by mice and mice can be eaten by the directly eaten by the hawks. So, we can say a food web is having numerous population of different species, and it may contain more than one food chain. Next is give differences between biodegradable and non-biodegradable. This as we have discussed in question number 2 also. Biodegradable, the substances that can be degraded by the organism or the consumers, they are called as the biodegradable substances, or that can be broken down into simpler substances by the bacteria or saprophytes, etc. These are biodegradable, and non-biodegradable, which cannot be broken down into simpler substances, are non-biodegradable. You can give other points also about these. Then last part, that is a consumer and a producer. A producer, as we know, the plants are called as producer. So, all green plants come under the producer, and the consumer that consume the plants or plant products are consumer. So, you can give more than 2 or 3 points about these. So, this is all for today. That is all.